Our last video got the cops called on us 3 times. Eviction breakdown. No, the cops definitely called me. I will beat you with the rake. Bruce Jenner got that you're calling the cops on me, allegedly, while at the same time you're the one who's fucking ducking them. Candyman had suspicions. Coincidence? I think not. So have fun in prison getting up the ass. So we're back. Turns out our last video got the cops called on us 3 times. Allegedly, I think. The cops definitely called me. I know that NYPD called me and that Wisconsin PD called me. They said something about internet crimes, which I'm not committing no internet crimes that I'm aware of. I barely know how to use it. The only thing I use the internet for is, and I don't think I'm doing anything illegal on Hub. They said something about internet crimes. Is it a coincidence that I got this call 3 days after we posted our YouTube video about the scammers? I think not. What the hell that is? That's with his ugly ass Beamer. That's who that was. With this car that sounds like 2 cats each other. I guess that's sort of contradictory. Kind of like how it's contradictory that you're calling the cops on me, allegedly, while at the same time you're the one who's ducking them. Make that make sense. Yeah, that's crazy. But because I didn't do nothing illegal. You want to see illegal? This is illegal. These are drugs. Very illegal. Bad. I bought those strictly for video purposes and I don't do drugs. Illegal, bad. What I did was not illegal, but what you doing and running around scamming people state to state, allegedly, that's highly illegal. Pretty sure that's a felony, so have fun in prison getting up the ass. If you thought the last video was bad, this is about to be way you, your whole family, and whoever raised you. So we're back. Clearly, the response to our last video was surprisingly overwhelming. Today, what we're gonna be doing is having story time. If you're wondering why I got this whiteboard behind me, well, since I'm a high school dropout, I can't really read or write. So today I'm gonna draw. The name of this story, Eviction Breakdown. Eviction Break Down. I just want you all to know that this story is a fictional dramatization. I told you, I can't read. This story is a fictional dramatization inspired by various situations and rumors I've heard over time. All names, characters, and incidents are entirely made up. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental. So without further ado, let's get into our story, Eviction Breakdown. Let me get some room over here. First, we need to establish who the main characters in our story are. We have 4 main characters. Over here, we have Doofenshmirtz. We call him Doof. Next character over here, we have, it's a female, so, and some hair right there. Some eyes, the smiling, I guess, because they're liars. Cruella. Third character we have here will be another girl, hair on her, smiling. This is Bruce Jenner. How the f I spell? Well, hold on. These two kind of look similar. Let me add some details here. All right. Bruce Jenner got... And then the final character, this one is a guy. This is Candyman. Now that we've established our main characters, let's begin with the story. Damn, this erasing shit is a workout. Our story takes place on a farm. This will be a farm of a sort. Okay, here's a barn door, I guess. Here is our farm. Now, there is a couple, as we discussed earlier. Here, we have Doof and Cruella. Doof and Cruella are dating, but they had a child, little baby here, out of wedlock. Baby name undisclosed, I don't fucking know. So Doof and Cruella own this farm. And on the farm, many, let's pretend each circle is farmers that they have hired. Now these farmers pay rent to Doofenshmirtz and Cruella to use the farm. Now, Doofenshmirtz and Cruella are supposed to be making payments on the farm, but we'll get into that later. Okay, now hold on, no, this... Just a reminder, the story is fictional. Okay, now, where was I? So one of the farmers here one day had brought a friend with them. Now we had earlier established in our characters who this friend was. Let me just draw over here. Got the hair, smile, and the tits. This is Bruce Jenner. Let me write so there's no confusion. Bruce Jenner. Now, Doof over here had taken a liking to Bruce. So, while Cruella was at home with undisclosed baby, which is a daughter, probably approximately 2 or 3 a.m. during the night, Doof was clapping Bruce cheeks in the farm while Cruella at home with baby. Crazy shit. Now, let's clear some room here. A lot of lines going on. Oh, shit. Things are falling. So let's recap. There's a farm. There's a couple that owns the farm. Not married. They're dating and they have a daughter. The dude in the relationship was clapping cheeks of one of the farmer's friends in the barn at night behind Cruella back. Just another reminder, this story is purely fictional and dramatization. All this is made up. So Bruce, legs, hair, and Doof, these two in barn. Okay, here we got barn. Doof and Bruce is in barn. Cruella over here is with little baby. Baby got head. Well, Doof was getting head, but besides the point. Cruella had found out about Doof, Bruce, so Cruella beat the out Doof. So Cruella and Doof had to take a leave of absence from the barn because too much was going on. So meanwhile, here are all the farmers, doing their thing, farming and whatever it is that farmers do, still making their payments to use the farm. But little do they know that the farm won't be available to them for much longer because Doof and Cruella have a secret. They haven't been paying for the farm either. So goes along a few months and then the time for the barn's usage starts to come to an end. Now all of a sudden one day there's a paper on the barn. Paper writing paper. Paper basically says, y'all gotta get the in 4 days. Now, Doof and Cruella had been known about this for a long time, but they pretended to play stupid and tell the farmers that this was shocking to them. But one of the farmers was a little suspicious. Now let's bring back our character from earlier. Smiling. This character from earlier, Candyman. Candyman had suspicions. Candyman was like, something ain't adding up. So Candyman dug deeper and had found out that Doof and Cruella were not making payments on the barn. So Candyman confronted Doofenshmirtz saying, yo, what the I know you haven't been making payments. I'm going to tell a higher authority. So Doofenshmirtz's higher authority is Perry the Platypus. So Doofenshmirtz said, if you tell Perry the Platypus about what the going on, I will beat you with the rake. Candyman said, I don't give a Now Candyman, he had been on farm since day one. Candyman right here is OG. Day one. OG right here. Now, Candyman has a tractor, okay? Straw, wheels on the bus go round and round. I guess that's a tractor right there. This is Candyman tractor right here. Now, Candyman has had this tractor for the 15 years that he has been on the farm with Doof and them. So, Candyman has never had an issue with this tractor. Now, all of a sudden, after this whole thing goes down with Doofenshmirtz, Candyman tractor has been tampered with. Coincidence? I think not. Anywho, time passes. Doof and Cruella ain't do They pretended to play stupid, and then everyone gets the boot. Candyman, furious as hell, and everything tampered with. He's still not over it. Time passes. Anywho, we don't need Bruce Jenner here anymore. Bruce Jenner gone. Bruce Jenner out of story. So here's Doof, and Cruella. Doof and Cruella end up getting kicked out of the barn. Let's draw a boot right here. Got the boot. So no more barn, no more farmers, but Doof and Cruella, like I said, the reason farm was removed is because they weren't putting money on the farm. So Doof and Cruella, not even 1 week later, announce of news that there's a new farm they're opening. After they just got evicted from the last one. And yeah, I guess that's a story, basically. I know this was an abrupt ending, but this is chapter 1 of my fictional story that is completely not about real life events, and I made this all up in my brain. I have schizophrenia. This is absolutely not real, but this is chapter 1. I will be back with chapter 2 if people still have questions. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed story time. Like, comment, subscribe, share, repost, whatever the it is that people do, and we'll see you on the next one.